So how do you stop overeating and snacking? What do you do when you find that a couple of instances of snacking throughout the day, a couple of meals where you overate throughout the week are enough to slow down your fat loss or even completely stop you from getting leaner? And this is really sometimes all that it takes. And this is something that I personally dealt with and I see so many deal with, and maybe you're in the situation right now where you're putting in a lot of good work throughout the week, but there's just a couple of those little instances that really throw you off. And by the way, none of this video is gonna be some kind of quick fix or some kind of supplement or me just telling you that you need to willpower your way through this. I'm gonna be giving you strategies that you can apply to start seeing better results and to start becoming more consistent. And by the way, if you're new here, my name is Mario Tomic. If you'd like to learn more about exercise, nutrition, how to get lean, how to make this a lifestyle, with no supplements, no BS, how to really do this thing, consider subscribing below. Also, make sure to hit that bell icon to enable notifications for future videos. And now let's dive into it. So the first strategy that has the power to help you to stop overeating and snacking is to engineer your surroundings to limit the number of opportunities you have to eat. And this is extremely important. If you're in a fat loss phase right now, you don't want to be in an environment where food is readily available throughout the whole day. You actually want to create some friction between you and getting that food, which means that food should not be in your environment. And by cleaning up your environment, you're going to really prevent a lot of these unconscious triggers and a lot of these cravings that normally happen, that normally result in adding extra hundreds of calories throughout the day just because you engineered your environment. You can also help yourself by applying intermittent fasting and saying that you're gonna eat only within an 8-hour eating window and you're gonna be fasting for 16 hours. I usually recommend this as a starting point for beginners. If you've never fasted before, this is a really good starting point. So basically you have a 16-hour fast and you have the 8-hour eating window, and within an 8-hour eating window, I also recommend having a clear structure and saying, look, first meal at noon, last meal is 8, and I'm gonna have a small meal, let's say around 3 or 4 p.m. And just by having these rules in place actually gives you the structure and helps you, and really you know when that meal is coming. So you're not gonna mindlessly snack and eat random stuff throughout the day. You know when your meals are, and you just limit yourself basically to eat only during these meal times. Now the second strategy that can help you stop overeating and snacking is developing something I call a default meal plan. This is basically your meal plan that ticks all the boxes. It's your meal plan that hits all the numbers. It has the right amount of calories, has the right amount of macros. It just is perfectly set up so you don't have to think about things throughout the week. And this is your plan A. You always want to have that plan A there. And if things go as planned, you basically just execute and you can be consistent. Of course, life happens and nobody's perfect. Things will occur throughout the week, but you always have that plan A that you can rely on. And this is very important to have that strategic plan in place that will eliminate decision fatigue. And it's going to make the diet simple because you know that you can always fall back on that default. And what often tends to happen is that because you realize how simple it is and because the default plan is giving you results, if you set it up correctly, of course, you actually want to do more of the meal plan. You actually are going to go out of your way to do more of the meal plan, and it's going to eliminate a lot of the mindless snacking, a lot of the other food choices that would normally end up in a diet when you don't have your default meal plan. Now, the third thing that's going to help you stop overeating and snacking is actually to stop undereating. And this is a huge problem. I had it myself. I would overeat by accident someday, and then the next day I immediately want to compensate and I go really hard on the diet. I undercut my intake, and that actually sets me up for more overeating in the future. And then it becomes this never-ending cycle and also an emotional roller coaster, because then you wake up, you see the scale weight. Actually, it rewards you because you undercut your calories, then you see how good it feels to lose that much weight in one day, but then you're hungry, you overeat, and you feel guilty when you see the scale weight the next day, and it really ends up being very, very unsustainable. And when you're doing this, you're basically thinking of this journey like a sprint instead of thinking of this as a marathon. And it really is a marathon. And you gotta be thinking more, not just what happens this week, or especially not what happens this day, but more like what is gonna happen months and years into the future. Think more sustainability. And you might be going very aggressive with your diet now, which is causing you to snack more, which is causing you to overeat because the body is just under too much pressure. So you might need to go a little bit less aggressive, but then you're going to be able to be more consistent, and then as a whole you're going to be able to lose more body fat and you're going to reach your goals faster. And I made these mistakes myself. I know exactly how you feel if you're like, well, I feel very motivated right now, I know I can do it, I can go hardcore, but then of course, like, we don't have empathy for our future self, which is going to be in a situation where you're going to be hungry, you're going to be depleted mentally, you're going to be stressed out, and then you want to eat. because now you're in a good state, you're motivated, you're maybe full after a meal, you're making decisions for your future self who's not in that same state. And this is a really big problem. So think about more sustainability, think about situations that you're gonna end up in, and make the diet so it's sustainable, that you can actually make progress, and also thinking again, years into the future, how is this gonna be a lifestyle? Because at the end of the day, it has to be a lifestyle. It can't just be some kind of aggressive diet that you can sustain for a very long period of time. Actually, what I'm going to do here at the end, I'm going to leave a video where I describe some of my biggest diet mistakes that I've ever made, which I don't want you to make. I want you to learn from my experience. So I want you to check out that video here at the end. Also, if you want to work with me as your mentor and as your coach on this journey, if you want my help, I'm going to leave a link in the description below where you can check some of the work I do with my clients. So you can check that out and see the results there. Other than that, I will see you in that next video.